This one's gonna trigger you guys so much. You guys aren't gonna like this one. Are you ready to be mad? You guys are a mixed bag. A lot of you are gonna have different responses to this. Let's take a look at this next one.
This is what you call a stand-up man. His ex-wife took everything from him.
What we have here, folks who are just listening and not watching, is a man is coming out with some equipment, some heavy-duty vehicle equipment. I don't know the right word for this. I'm so sorry, gentlemen of the chat. Basically to help get a vehicle or more than one vehicle out of a flooded area. It looks like this is very likely the result of Hurricane Helena, which unfortunately has been affecting people everywhere. But we have a group of men out, and one of them is recording, pointing out that the man who brought all this equipment out to help pull the vehicle from the flooded area was this woman's ex-husband. He says, even though she has a new man and took everything he owned, he still came out when she asked if he could use his equipment to come rescue her.
And he still went and helped her, even though she got a new man. That's what I call real. But how do y'all feel?
After y'all ain't even together, he still came and got your car out.
Oh my God, like that's what he's supposed to do.
But y'all ain't even together though, and he
But
still
that's what
helped
he's
you.
supposed to do.
That's what he supposed to do.
Yes.
J baby,
What's up, man?
you done came and saved the car, man, and she ain't even with you no more.
Oh, that's all right, man.
You a good guy, man.
We all here together, man.
She got a whole new man. You still helped out, man. That's a good guy right there.
Man, showing the man and everything is wild. She says that's what he's supposed to do. She no longer even has any sense of like true, genuine kindness. This man has probably done so much for her over the years. Obviously, I talk about this situation a lot, that there are some men and some women in this world, and I call them good guys and good girls, who the way that they were raised, the way that they were socialized growing up, is that all they really aspire to is being the absolute best partner, husband or wife, mother or father that they can possibly be. When they get into these committed marriages, all they know is giving 110% at all times. What can happen is people who ordinarily are not even manipulative or not even trying to take someone for granted, they kind of just start to naturally do this, because when a man is paying for everything, when a woman is cleaning up after everything, when a man is constantly the one apologizing and taking the blame for everything, when a woman is constantly managing and handling everything, not many people are very quick to be like, wait, stop, no, let me take responsibility for this. Like, you're probably gonna let them. And worse still, what might then happen is, instead of saying thank you, eventually it's just kind of what you come to expect. You know, you're just kind of like, wait, it's Friday, this is always the day that you rub my feet and bring me ice cream, why aren't you doing that? Instead of sitting back and being like, oh my God, it's actually incredibly kind for you to rub my feet and bring me coffee, like, or ice cream. Like, I was just thinking about that. Probably every day TJ brings me coffee, and like, I'm always like, this is so nice of you every single time, you know? And like, not every day do I like say like, thank you so much for doing this, like in like such a big way, but I'm usually like, hell yeah, dude, you know, like, you're the best, like something. Anyway, this is all a long way to say, for some of these people, it almost doesn't matter how many times they're taken for granted, how many times they're taken advantage of, and especially if he's by any chance a religious or spiritual man, those ones are the ones that you really cannot break them, because that would be a man who knows that the ultimate reward comes from no man. You know what I'm saying? The true reward does not come from the ex-wife. It does not come from social accolades. Like, those are the types of people who you usually will never be able to get them to stop sacrificing for others to their own detriment. You know what I mean? But showing the new man there is wild, ridiculous stuff. Man, I gotta say, I don't know a whole lot about what it's like to be a dude. You know what I mean? I know I try to womansplain and I try to understand, and I listen to my husband, I listen to my dad, I listen to my brothers, and I listen to my son, but like, I have to imagine if I was a woman's new man and she was in like a crisis and she had to call her ex-boyfriend and bail her out, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do nothing but just stand there and watch. I don't know, man. Maybe he wants to like be there to monitor the situation, but like, if your only job at that point is to kind of just like make yourself known, it almost doesn't matter at this point, because you're getting like so out machoed. Like, I feel like I would just pretend to be busy with something. I'd be like, I got work, man. Or I would at least be trying to like, I would go get the man some beer. You know what I mean? I'd be like, brother, you really came out for my girl. I don't have this equipment. I don't know how to use this equipment. Like, you have a skill set I do not have. Let me get you some lunch, brother. Like, I would have to do something. I could not, just standing there is wild. Hey, I like his afro and his shoes, okay? But that's also not way too nice of an outfit to be standing there in flood weather. Because that's the other thing, too, is like, now you just look like a pretty boy, okay? While this other man's out here doing work. Dylan says, my autism doesn't allow me to ignore being used. That's what I'm saying. Autism is a gift sometimes.
Right there, man. Yep. Really came and helped her out, man. She took all your stuff. Left the football player, man. That man played for the Falcons and the Chiefs. And she came and saved you, man. I mean, you came to save her. That's a good dude, man. Got your homeboys with you and stuff, man. That's a good guy, man. That's a good guy right there. Passion, you gonna...
Oh my gosh, now she's starting to film. That's hilarious. I'm curious to know how this all started to happen, because these are obviously like people who know him, you know? And it makes sense, you know, if you are going to help someone get their car out of a flooded area, you're probably going to need some manpower. You're probably going to need, you know, many hands make light work, as they say. But, you know, these are also your homies. They know what happened to you. And, like, you know, he seems like the kind of guy who he didn't set this up for them to start dragging her like this. But he's also at the point where he's not going to necessarily, like, work overtime to stop them. So it looks like to me one of his brothers here is like kind of giving her like a low-key roast, and she's trying to be cool about it. She's trying to be like, look, I'm not embarrassed that I'm asking my ex to come help me even though I got a new man, because that's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. And like, she actually, I don't know if they share kids. If they share kids, you could argue that a good father would try to help get them out of that situation. You could argue that, but like, no, it's what he's supposed to do. By the time you have that attitude, you're all the way gone. But now, I love when a person who's acting like a Karen is getting recorded, so they try to like reclaim the control by starting to record themselves. Girl, what are you recording? What do you think you're getting right now? You're just capturing yourself getting cooked in 4K. Like, that's all you're recording.
Thank him?
No.
Oh, she said no. Whoa. Well, damn.
Wait, what did she say no to? I missed that.
Oh, she said no. Whoa.
Oh, I missed
what
it again.
Your homeboys with you and stuff, man? That's a good guy, man. That's a good guy right there. Passion, you gonna thank him?
Oh, you gonna thank him? Wow. He asked, are you gonna thank him? And she said no. Girthy says, as someone who is religious, I have to ask, where do you think the boundary is? Jesus never called us to be pushovers. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing too, is I definitely think that everyone deserves boundaries. For sure, for sure. I'm just saying that some of these people who are just like always feeling called to serve, it almost doesn't matter. You're like, have some boundaries, man. And they're like, I'll be all right. I got time today. I can do it. I know it did sound like spank, Victor. It did, but I eventually got it. It was thank. You know what, though? At the end of the day, if you're only doing something to be thanked, it's not exactly a kindness anyway, is it? I do have to wonder, though, excuse me, what his motivations are, because it's not like he's out here saving every car from the hurricane damage. So it's like, what are you trying to do here? Maybe for him it's like an ego thing, like he doesn't want to stop until he gets to her to admit like how good of a guy he is. Maybe it's like that deep for him. I can only begin to try to understand someone's thought processes. This is very similar to the one video that we reacted to where the woman divorces her husband, but then calls him to show up for her when she's having anxiety attacks. And she was trying to brag about it, like, you know, when you divorced him, but he still shows up for you when you're breaking down. And it's like, you're being so cruel to this man. Like, please stop playing with this man like this. Like, if you've ever been yo-yoed by a person, it does not feel good, dude. And that's what a lot of these people are doing, is they're yo-yoing. There's a lot of people who, honest to God, think that they can divorce someone but then still receive access to all of the spousal privileges. Like, I can't tell you how many people are like, well, yeah, I divorced him, but like that's no reason for him not to come over and mow my lawn. Actually, ma'am, do I have some common sense news for you?